Hey everyone, Mick here. In this video, I'm going to be talking about rest and recovery from training when you're 50 or older. Why rest and recovery is so important, how to recognize that you need it, and how to make sure that you're getting enough. Also, I'm going to cover how to monitor rest and recovery in two areas, from workout to workout and when you're training over time. I started weight training when I was 14 years old, and it's been a part of my life for decades. And when I was younger, I was able to train harder and more frequently and recuperate really fast. But as I got into my 50s, and especially now that I'm in my 60s, I do not recuperate as quickly as I used to. I just need more time to recuperate properly. And also, I find that I have a lot less energy overall. So now I pay a lot of attention to my rest, recovery, and my energy levels. Overworking my muscles too much or too frequently without enough rest can give me muscle strains, joint pains, chronic inflammation, and even cause injury. That's going to affect my performance. It could create muscle imbalances, and it could also affect my immune system. So, what are the benefits of having proper rest and recovery, and why is it so important? Well, it helps your muscles recover, it replenishes your energy levels, it keeps your joints healthy, prevents injuries, and it keeps me from being just too stiff, sore, or getting burnt out. It gives my body the time it needs to repair and grow stronger so that I can keep making progress. And it also helps with my mood, my sleep, and keeps my motivation up so that I could keep training consistently over time. So now let's talk about how to know if you're not getting enough rest and recovery between workouts. So these are some of the warning signs. If I'm still feeling super sore a few days after a workout, that means my muscles need more time to recover. A little soreness is okay, but if it's dragging on, that's a sign that I need more time. If my joints are still stiff and achy, even after I've warmed up properly, that's usually a sign that I need more time to recuperate. Now, I'm not talking about an injury. I'm talking about just the pain or achiness or stiffness that just lingers. If I'm feeling more tired, wiped out, or just run down more than usual, then that's usually a sign that I need more rest. And if I go to the gym and the weights feel a lot heavier or my workouts tend to be a struggle, that's usually a sign that I'm not ready for another heavy session. So what do I do about this? Well, the main thing that I do is I just take an extra day off, and that usually does the trick. If I'm feeling really sore or tired and run down, or my joints are really stiff and achy, just giving myself an extra day of rest makes a big difference. And I don't feel bad about taking an extra day off because I know that it's going to benefit me and that it's part of the recovery process. And I almost always take a full day off where I have no activities, but sometimes I want to be a little bit active. So I'll do what's known as active recovery. And that means you're doing something very low intensity, something that does not stress the body, like light walking or light biking or stretching, yoga, mobility work. The key here is to keep it easy, like a level 2 or 3 out of 10. So this way you're not stressing your body more. And on those days when I get to the gym and the weights feel really heavy, then I know that it's not a day that I should be pushing myself. So I will just ease up on my workout that day. I don't go all out all the time, especially now that I'm older. I mix in these moderate training sessions where I'll lighten the weights, I'll do very strict form, and I'll do higher repetitions. That way I still feel like I'm getting a really good workout, but I'm not overstressing my muscles or my joints, and I'm not risking injury. So now let's talk about the signs that tell me that I've been pushing too hard for too long. So these are some of the warning signs. If I'm going to the gym and I'm putting in the work, but I feel like my progress has stalled or it's even going backwards. If I'm feeling a loss of strength, endurance, or coordination, where the movements that used to feel solid are now feeling shaky or weak. If I'm feeling worn out, tired, or have low energy on a regular basis, not just for a day, but overall. If I'm not motivated to work out, or I find that I'm bored with my routine, or I don't want to be in the gym, and my workouts feel like they're a chore, that's a big sign for me. Ongoing joint aches and pains where my body just feels like it's beaten up or that I'm feeling constantly stiff and sore over time. if my mood changes overall, if I'm feeling regularly frustrated, irritated, or down, or I just feel like I'm emotionally off. Ongoing sleep issues where I find I'm having trouble falling asleep, staying asleep, or when I wake up, I'm not feeling rested. Having more cravings and struggling to just control my appetite. And the biggest sign is that I actually start Googling, do I need to take a break from training? So, what do I do about this? Well, I've found that over the years of training, for me, the best thing to do is just take a full week off. And sometimes I might need longer. It all depends on how I feel at the end of that week. So, I really try to listen to my body. But during this time, it's really important for me to remind myself that it's okay to take these days off, that it's what my body needs, and that I'm not going to lose my progress by just taking a little bit of a break. Now, I do allow myself to do very little activity during that week if I choose to, but a lot of times I might want to be a little bit active. So then I will integrate the active recovery that I spoke about earlier, taking light walks or doing some stretching or core work and things like that, just keeping it low intensity. Now, taking this time off always makes me feel better and it gets me motivated to get started again. But when I do start, I actually ease up a little bit my first week or so. I'll do lower volume, lower sets, lower intensity, and build back up from there. The other option, instead of taking a week off, is to do what's known as a deload week. This means that you keep training, but you lower your intensity and your volume to about 50 to 60% of what you normally do. And you do that for a full week. This is great if you feel like you don't need to take a complete week off and you want to stay in the gym and continue training, but still give your body a little bit of a break from the intensive training that you've been doing. Now, once you're back on track, here are some tips for managing your rest and recovery going forward. Plan rest days. I make sure that I have full days of rest planned every week. I am very active, so I make sure that I have at least 2 full days of rest every week. And I am very protective of those rest days. I am very reluctant to add any activity or training on those days because I find that when I do, my body starts feeling beaten up and worn down after a couple of weeks. So make sure that you have rest days included as part of your training. Cycle your training intensity. As I mentioned earlier, I cannot go in the gym and go all out all the time. So over the years, I've found ways to mix up my training to make sure that I'm recuperating properly. I will alternate things like higher intensity workout sessions with moderate intensity workout sessions, or I might play around with my rep ranges where some days I'm going to do lighter weights with higher repetitions, and then other days, if my muscles and my joints feel strong, I'll go with heavier weights and lower repetitions. Or I might even mix up the intensities of different muscle groups within a workout. So if, for example, I'm training chest, shoulders, and triceps together, I might train one day chest at a higher intensity and shoulders and triceps at a lower intensity. And then the next time I do that training session, I'll do the chest at a lower intensity and the shoulders and triceps at the higher intensity. Try a new routine. Sometimes when I come back from a break, I'll try something different, a new routine. I will try a different way of training, or I might change the type of equipment that I'm using, or I'll split up my body in a different way. Don't be afraid to change things up and try something different. Part of fitness is learning what works for you, and the only way you could do that is by trying different things. Monitor your life. As you train over time, check in with yourself every once in a while to see what's going on in your life. Are you getting enough sleep? Are you staying hydrated? Are you eating well? Is there new stress in your life? Are you busier than usual? All of these things will impact your energy levels and your ability to recuperate. So being aware of them will help you make adjustments in your workout training if you need to. So to sum it up, rest and recovery is just as important as your workouts. Your body needs time to repair and rebuild, especially once we're older. Recovery is the key to staying strong, being mobile, and being injury-free. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like what I had to say, click the like button, subscribe, remember to stay active, and I'll see you in the next video.